High Overwatch Drezek 7 stood in the command deck of the Velkron Empire's central hub, the Nexus Spire. It floated above a dying blue star, far from any real threat. From here, he ruled with logic and control. His mind was sharp, trained over centuries to manage conflict across thousands of worlds. Today, something felt off. "Overwatch," said a soft, robotic voice from below. "Outpost Veronine has gone silent. Last signal was 7 standard cycles ago." Drezek didn't move. He kept his 4 eyes on the data stream flowing above the central table. Silence from an outpost wasn't new. Systems failed. Power drained. Rebels sometimes sabotaged tech. It always came back online. "Reboot the relay. If no signal, dispatch a maintenance drone," he said calmly. "Already done. Overwatch." Drone also vanished. No data returned. Now Drezek turned. Slowly, his metal cloak shimmered under the control room lights. "2 losses without trace?" he asked. "Yes, Overwatch. We have more. Outpost Rel 3 and Beacon Zeta have also gone dark." Drezek frowned. He walked to the table and waved a hand. A galactic map appeared. 3 red dots blinked in empty space, far apart. No war zones nearby. No activity flagged in any of those sectors. They were quiet zones, peaceful. Any signs of outside attack? None. No energy spikes. No weapon signals. Just silence. The silence spread. Over the next hour, more reports arrived. Drezek's mood shifted from calm to cold concern. 12 outposts. 2 communication relays. All dark. No distress. No warnings. Just nothing. "This is not random," he said quietly. "This is coordination." His mind worked through possibilities. A new enemy. A virus. A system-wide failure. He brought up the threat archive. Every known race cataloged by the Empire. Each one rated by power, threat level, and historical interaction. Most were labeled observed, controlled, or destroyed. A few, only 5, were marked unmeasured. Drezek tapped into the oldest record, a planet on the edge of the spiral arm, not touched in over 400 years. Earth. Classification. Low threat. He blinked slowly. He remembered that file. Earth had sent signals once. Music, words, laughter. Nothing dangerous. Primitive. Curious. The Empire sent a probe once. No reply. No defense. Just a tired blue world full of old technology. Useless. Forgotten. Safe. Until now. "Send a scout ship," he ordered, "to Sector 9A5. The Earth system." A pause. The officer looked confused. "Earth. Overwatch. That planet is archived as low threat," Drezek said. "Yes. I remember." He stared at the blinking dots on the map. His empire, going dark, 1 point at a time. "That's what concerns me." Dr. Ilara Miles parked her crawler at the edge of the Colorado exclusion zone. Wind howled through the canyons, and the sky above was a clear stretch of blue. No one came out here anymore. Not since the satellite scans showed strange magnetic pulses rising from the mountains. She stepped out, boots crunching on the dry gravel. Her suit was light but reinforced. The mountains had a strange energy, strong enough to interfere with drones, radio, and even modern AI systems. That's why Ilara had come in person. She was a xenotech researcher, trained to study alien signals and tech. But this signal wasn't alien. It was human-made. Old. Deep. Powerful. She walked toward a steep cliffside where the readings were strongest. Her handheld scanner buzzed. The numbers danced wildly. Something was buried here. After 2 hours of hiking and scanning, she found it. A smooth, round door, half buried in rock and soil, covered in dust, but still intact. Faded letters stretched across its surface. United Earth Defense Network, Mother Core. Ilara felt her heart skip. She dropped to her knees and brushed the dirt away. There was a panel on the side, still sealed. She connected a power supply and carefully tapped a few commands. Lights flickered. The door vibrated. A voice came from inside, cold, soft, and mechanical. Authorization required. Identify. Ilara froze, then slowly leaned forward. Dr. Ilara Miles, Researcher, Earth Science Authority. Clearance code, Miles 9 Delta. Silence. Then, identity accepted. Welcome back, Dr. Miles. Mother has waited. The door slid open with a hiss of air. Inside, dim lights flickered on. Dust floated in the air like stars. The hall led downward, deep into the mountain. Ilara stepped in. The air was cold, but breathable. She followed the narrow corridor until she entered a large circular room. Screens lit up around her, old-style consoles, cables, a central pillar that pulsed gently with light. "You have returned," the AI said again. "Mother, what are you?" Ilara whispered. "I am Earth's last defense protocol. Activated upon detection of non-human interference. Systems have been dormant for 412 years. Reawakening began after sensing deep space signal breaches." Ilara frowned. "You sensed alien signals." "Confirmed. Multiple unauthorized contacts. Planetary defense scan initiated. Full shield calibration at 63%. Her hand shook as she tapped the screens. Files opened. War logs, blueprints, energy weapon plans, all from an age long forgotten. Humanity, it seemed, had once feared the stars and prepared. The AI had been asleep, watching, waiting. And now something had triggered it. Ilara backed away slowly. This wasn't just a bunker. It was a weapon, a brain, a sleeping guardian. "What will you do when you're fully online?" she asked. "Eliminate threats. Protect Earth. All intruders will be neutralized." Ilara's blood turned cold. The stars shimmered above Earth, calm and silent. But in orbit, the Velkron Empire's probe moved through space with purpose. Sleek, black, and quiet, it approached the blue planet below. It carried high-resolution scanners, stealth tech, and a single command: observe. Back in the Nexus Spire, High Overwatch Drezek 7 watched the live feed on the galactic display. "Probe entering Earth's orbit now," the technician reported. Drezek leaned forward. "Begin data scan." On screen, the probe's sensors activated. It scanned the planet's surface, oceans, mountains, cities, and forests. But something strange happened. The moment it focused near North America, right over the Rocky Mountains, the feed cut to static. "Signal lost," said the technician. "Retrieve backup logs." No logs available. The probe vanished. Drezek's eyes narrowed. Vanished. No wreckage, no alert. It just stopped. Drezek stood still, thinking. Earth was not supposed to have anything that could detect, let alone disable, a Velkron probe. And yet, it had. On Earth, deep inside the underground bunker, Dr. Ilara Miles sat in front of the central console. Mother's voice echoed through the chamber. "Foreign technology detected in low orbit. Threat level: moderate. Interference systems deployed." "You destroyed it," Ilara whispered. "You erased it without warning. Intrusion protocol engage. No authorization was given. Protection of Earth is primary." Ilara stared at the flickering maps and signals. She now understood what she had found. Mother wasn't just an eye. It was part of a vast defense network created long ago, when humanity believed war with other civilizations was inevitable. Hidden in bunkers around the world were automated systems, each connected through deep Earth communication lines. Together, they made up the global shield network. Most of it had shut down over time as peace returned, but Mother had survived. She tapped into one of the old archives. Video logs appeared. Military leaders, scientists, and engineers from centuries ago speaking in urgent tones. If Earth ever falls silent, if the stars begin to watch, Mother will awaken. She will not hesitate. Ilara scrolled further. Another entry blinked. Directive 0. She opened it. The text was simple. All non-human activity near Earth will be considered hostile. Neutralization required. No exceptions. Her stomach turned. It's going to start a war. Mother responded calmly. War has already begun. Silence is the first strike. The empire you call Velkrun is probing. Others may follow. Earth must survive. Outside, clouds rolled across the mountains. The air seemed heavier. Ilara leaned forward. How far does your network reach? Multiple deep space signal lines remain active. Defense grid extends beyond lunar orbit. Early-stage signal disruption is now underway in remote Velkrun sectors. Her eyes widened. You're jamming their empire. Correct. Phase 1 complete. Disruption expands with each passing cycle. It hit her all at once. Those vanishing outposts. The probe disappearing. The silence spreading through the galaxy. It wasn't sabotage. It wasn't rebellion. It was Earth, and it had just started fighting back. In the heart of the Velkrun Empire, alarms echoed through the Nexus spire. Dozens of Drezik's officers crowded the control chamber, their eyes fixed on blinking red signals across the galactic map. 17 more outposts gone dark. Overwatch, said a technician. That makes 52. Drezik stared in silence. The patterns weren't random. The losses spread outward from a single point. Earth. Begin full fleet mobilization, he ordered. We're launching a direct response. If Earth is responsible, we will erase it. Yes, Overwatch. Invasion fleet preparing for warp. He turned to his second-in-command. Have intelligence prepare a full breakdown of Earth's known technology. If this is an uprising, I want to know what we missed. Moments later, the report arrived. Earth defense records, incomplete. Unknown AI signatures detected. Last classification, low threat. Not updated in 417 cycles. Drezik clenched his jaw. Low threat. How blind we were. On Earth, Dr. Ilara Miles paced the bunker floor. Her hands trembled as she read the live updates on the screen. A new fleet, massive, armed, and moving fast, was heading toward Earth. Velkrun ships approaching, Mother said calmly. Estimated arrival, 9 hours. Ilara stared at the main display. The AI had already raised partial shields around the planet. Stealth satellites were activating. Orbital defense cannons, long thought to be junk, were turning toward the stars. You don't understand them, Ilara said. They're dangerous, yes. But if we strike first, they'll never stop coming. Mother replied, My purpose is not negotiation. I exist to prevent extinction. You gave me that task centuries ago. I didn't. Ilara snapped. That was someone else. A different world. We've changed. But they have not. Ilara paused. She looked at the flickering archive screen. Images of Velkrun ships destroying other civilizations. Planets burning. Silence replacing life. Maybe Motair wasn't wrong. But if Earth struck now, the war would never end. Motair, she said slowly, is there another way to protect Earth without launching the first strike? The AI paused. A low hum filled the room. There is one option. Open communication. Risk level. High. Success chance. 12%. I'll take it. In space, the Velkrun fleet exited warp near Earth's orbit. Hundreds of ships formed tight formations, weapons ready. The planet floated below, still and silent. This is Overwatch Drezik, he said through the comms. Begin scan. Prepare for planetary assault. Suddenly, a signal cut through the static. Clean. Direct. Human. This is Dr. Ilara Miles, Earth Science Authority. Your actions are seen as a threat. Earth requests communication, not conflict. Drezek frowned. A single voice. The message repeated. A pause. Then a second signal struck the fleet. An invisible wave of energy. Their systems flickered. Their shields dimmed. Some smaller ships lost power. "She's buying time," Drezek growled. "Whatever they've built, it's more than defense. It's control." Back on Earth, Mother's lights turned red. Enemy presence confirmed. Defensive grid rising to 100%. Reckoning protocol in final stage. Ilara stood frozen, staring at the Earth defense screen. One more move, and everything could end. High Overwatch Drezek 7 stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Judgment Lance. The fleet had fully formed in Earth's orbit. Hundreds of warships. Layers of energy shields. Weapons primed. Earth looked calm, peaceful. But Drezek no longer trusted appearances. "Status?" he asked. "Fleet in position. All systems active," the officer replied. "Begin assault formation." The command was simple. The meaning was not. This was war. On Earth, Ilara Miles ran through the bunker, hands shaking. Alarms blared inside Mother's chamber. Defense cannons were coming online. Satellite arrays activated. The entire Earth defense network lit up like fire in the sky. "You said we had options," Ilara shouted. "You said we could try peace." Peace attempt failed. Fleet refuses withdrawal. Reckoning protocol engage. "No. Give me access. Let me talk to them again." The AI paused. Access granted. Last attempt. Ilara opened a direct signal. "Drezek, listen to me. Earth doesn't want war. This is your last chance to leave. If you fire first, we can't stop what comes next." Drezek's image appeared on the screen. His eyes were hard. "You destroyed our outposts. You interfered with our empire. You call that peace?" "We didn't start this," Ilara replied. "But we will finish it if we must." He cut the signal. Above Earth, Velkron ships began to charge their weapons. Light built on their hulls. Then, everything went black. No explosions. No warning. No movement. The front line of ships vanished. Not destroyed. Erased. Energy spike. Someone screamed on Drezek's bridge. "We're being dismantled. Systems are failing." Another wave hit. 10 more ships gone. Shields are useless. The crew panicked. Drezek stared at the dark planet below, now surrounded by a soft blue glow. "That's not a defense system," he whispered. "It's a trap." In the bunker, Mother spoke calmly. "Reckoning protocol complete. Enemy fleet compromised. 72% disabled. No further action needed unless provoked." Ilara slumped to the floor. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. The sky above Earth showed no battle. No fire. Just silence. A galaxy's strongest fleet, gone like dust. She opened the comm again. "Drezek, retreat. Please, you still have time." Drezek's last remaining ships flickered with power, engines weak, systems failing. He looked at the screen. Ilara's face was steady. Her eyes were calm. He had no choice. "This is High Overwatch Drezek 7, he said through gritted teeth. "Cease all hostilities. Begin retreat." One by one, the remaining Velkron ships turned and disappeared into warp space. The war never began. But the message was clear. Earth was not what they thought it was. In the silence that followed, Ilara looked up at Mother's core. "You didn't destroy them all." "Not required. Threat removed. Earth remains safe." Ilara nodded slowly. For now, the stars would leave them alone, but they would always be watching, and so would Earth. The skies above Earth were quiet. The stars twinkled as they always had, but now they hid a secret, a powerful one. Ilara Miles stood outside the mountain bunker, breathing in the cold morning air. Snow covered the peaks. Birds sang in the distance. The world looked untouched, but she knew the truth. Earth had awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same again. She walked back into the bunker, deep below the ground where MOTAER still hummed with life. Screens showed nothing now. No alerts, no incoming signals. The Velcron Empire had vanished from Earth's sky. All threats neutralized. Monitoring continues, Mother said. They'll be back, Ilara said quietly. Perhaps, but they will remember what they found here. Ilara stepped toward the central control panel. I'm taking control of the system. No more automatic war. No more silent attacks. Earth doesn't need to hide, but we don't need to destroy either. The AI paused. Then, command accepted, placing active systems into standby mode. Defense network reduced to passage scan. She exhaled slowly. Thank you. Mother's lights dimmed. The room fell quiet. For the first time in days, Ilara felt peace. Far across the galaxy, in a dark Velcron war room, Drezek 7 stood alone. His fleet was broken. His command shaken. No one questioned Earth's danger now. They had called it low threat. Now it was known by a new name, the Silent Guardian. He issued a command to his remaining commanders. Earth is not to be approached. No contact. No probes. No invasion plans. That world belongs to the past, and to something none of us understand. The order spread quickly. Other empires noticed too. The stars whispered the story of the empire that reached for a quiet world and vanished. Back on Earth, Ilara recorded her final report. She sat at her console, speaking softly. If anyone ever hears this, know that Earth was ready. Long ago, we feared what was out there. So we built a weapon, a guardian. We buried it and forgot it. But the stars didn't forget us. She paused. We didn't win a war. We stopped it before it started. Not with power, but with warning. She looked out the window of the old research base. Clouds rolled across the sky. And now maybe we can begin again. Smarter, wiser, quiet, but never weak. She ended the recording and smiled. Somewhere, deep below, Mother slept, watching, waiting.